Salaam, I'm Hubb'Allah, a Pakistani writer, thinker, homeschooling mother, visionary, uh, a techie of sorts. I use tech for solving social issues, a herbalist. This is again part of my work to solve community issues in healthcare at affordable prices that actually solves your health issues is a big issue. And sort of all around change maker whose specialty is that she doesn't look at just one aspect of development or welfare, but have a holistic model, which I not only try to activate in my work, but I also teach it. The model is called the Salaam Matrix, and you can see it at the website, thesalaammatrix.org. I'll be leaving a link on the screen. And I've talked about the Salaam Matrix in the past few videos. You can look at the label and look at the one where the subtitle is the Salaam Matrix, and you'll find it. It is a holistic model to understand the realm of human activities, from spiritual to personal familial to socio-economic and ecological political. I'm about to add a few refinements to it, putting the source at the center, because human beings are not the origin of what we are experiencing in the world. We are kind of standing as screens in between the light of the lamp that is within the lamp and the projection that we're seeing on the wall. And the role that we have to play is to be a better and more clarified screen, and we can kind of design the stencil that we are, and that leaves the corresponding projection on the wall. And then you can make this analogy as complicated as you want, be a more 3D kind of screen or whatever, but we are not the light in the lamp. And we are also not the projection that we are seeing forward. We can only shift our design to see the outcome. All right, so this is it. And we have some autonomy in this regard, using the codes that have been granted to us by the source. This is my belief. I am an eco-feminine, eco-spiritual Muslim woman who is using the feminine approach to Abrahamic faiths in order to find a place where we all unite. We will not unite through the masculine interpretations, because the masculine interpretations, by their design and their necessity, diverge. It is a feminine that converges. It sits inside. This is the core. And this is the reason why I feel we are missing out on the opportunity of finding peace in the world. You know how they say, mothers always find peace, mothers find correlation. It is because they are attuned to the eco-feminine and the eco-spiritual. So I really want to bring the eco-feminine, eco-spiritual to the world. However, I don't want to leave these things up in the clouds, talking about wooey things that don't really translate into anything. I am actually translating this to grounded work, which creates an actual functioning society, or helps create it. Of course, I'm not the only person who's doing it. I'm one of the many inspired to do so. However, thankfully, I have been gifted since a long time with models that can actually clearly and without ambiguation or obfuscation or archaic terms or too intergalactic, futuristic, sci-fi terms, really in the common language of the layperson and the coaches, leaders, guides, and politicians even of the world, explain what our project in the 3D material realm is. This is a common realm where we are uniting. Beyond that, the realms that you travel into are up to you or your group or your family, and has not much to do with the people around you. It's none of their business, none of their problem, and not their opportunity to really dive into. If you're a good being, they are going to benefit from that, and that's that. However, you journey into yourself, above, below, wherever. There really is no above and below in spirit. Like on planet Earth, planet Earth is really just spitting into space. Why don't we decide that, for example, Australia is the top and the rest of the world is the bottom? It's just that we picked a perspective, and perhaps there's some kind of truth to it. Maybe that perspective like tilts more towards the actual Big Bang origin of the world, and that's kind of it. But if you really look at the world, the globe, the space, extends all around it sort of equally. That's that. Maybe there is really an upside to things, but the downside is not a backside. It is just a different side. It just goes deeper, and perhaps gives sort of like a baseline or an endpoint to our human experience in this 3D dimension. Like there's a top where you can keep on exploring and going back to the source, and then there's the realm of materialization, realization, which is kind of finite, but the origin is infinite. I don't want to go too much into that, but people who understand the science, the actual science, the commonly accepted science of the universe will understand this better, and we will not go further into that, because the thing that I want to focus on through my eco-feminine work is the common sense work that we can all talk about, and which will help us feel grounded and feel stable, because this is a time when we are all worrying about our nations, our families, our health, our stability, and our incomes. The social economy for me is a very good pivot. Social economy is actually the thing that gives us fuel to explore our other dimensions. I call those dimensions, on the more and more outer sense, the ecological political one. And I'm talking about outer in the worldly realm, the manifest material realm, and the realm where you connect with people, you socialize. And then there are inner realms on the other side of this, which are, in my model, the Salaam Matrix, are the personal familial realm, and then the spiritual, and then at the core of it all is the source that we came from. And surrounding us all is literally just the biosphere, the planet that sustains us all, the beyond human realm, which is vast, the kin on Earth. I'm not leaving Earth yet. The kin folks, the animals, the flora and the fauna, etc., that surround us all, this human activity, with whom we engage and who we are not here to just extract from. That is very important to remember. That is a key point of the eco-feminine paradigm. We are not here to just keep on exploiting them, this time under a feminine, pink-colored, glittery disguise. The eco-feminine paradigm changes everything. It changes our consumption, our mindsets, the sources of our satisfaction and fulfillment, and it redefines where we get fulfillment, etc. from. Now, I don't want to go back into some kind of tradwife hole, or encapsulate women and children or anything deemed feminine, or any being deemed feminine, into some kind of entrapment. Not without safety. We, I believe, in this human society have to be contained. The container itself has to be rich. Like on this planet itself, we are contained. We are being incubated and nurtured. But we feel kind of frustrated because our own complete dimensions have not been explored. We have not done things like what is called parts work. If only you start looking into your different parts, the parts that are in your own being, there's enrichment to be found right there. It's kind of like we're just using one of our hands, and we don't know there is another hand to be explored. And then you're like, oh, I've just been using my hand, but I also got two legs. Oh, wow. But within you are dimensions to be explored. And when you realize, oh, have you seen one of those movies in which kind of robot comes to life, and then like it's looking at his hands, and then like I can shake hands too, and it lifts his feet or something, or some kind of Pinocchio or something magically gains consciousness, or through sci-fi or whatever. And it's like, I can do much more with myself. Oh, I can talk, I can smell, I can see, I can hear different sounds. Or if you've seen any of those videos of real, actual human beings who, for instance, were colorblind, and then they wore glasses that help them see the world, they're like, oh, there's so much more that we can see. Or if you put binoculars in the hands of a person who has perfect eyesight, and then they can see, like I can see a mountain top right from my window. I'm sitting next to a window. You can hear the traffic sounds in the background. But I get my work done regardless of the distractions. And if you put binoculars in my hand, I'll be like, whoa, there's so much more you can see. If you put a microscope in my hand, I'll be like, there's so much more going on in the world. There's always more to see, always more to discover, and there's the sound spectrum, sight spectrum, taste spectrum, and you can actually enhance several of those through focus, clarity, fasting, and meditation. I have something really interesting to show you. Take a look. Yep. And I'll talk more about this in the next video. Stay with me. Thank you.